From MTN News, you're watching Montana This Morning.
Businesses like bars and restaurants in Gallatin County say it's like a window has opened. I'm Cody Boyer in Gallatin County with the Board of Health, who allows them now to stay open until 2 a.m.
Tech is urging seniors and others to get the coronavirus vaccine. Coming up here, this professor's personal experience with the shot and learn why he says getting it is the right thing to do.
Well, happy Friday, Southwest Montana. 6:30. Chet Lehman, Holly Brantley, Matt Elwell. Matt out on the patio as this winter blast continues to start. Continues. Because it's going, we're on the front
This
end
is
of
only the beginning, right? And we're not talking silver dollar snowflakes here, but it is a productive snow. We've got about a ½ inch of snow here on the patio, and roads are going to be slick this morning. Temperatures into the 20s right now. Problem with satellite and radar imagery right now is we don't have a lot of low-level coverage. That means that light snow really doesn't show up all that well. But rest assured, it is flying across the western part of the state. We're probably going to be dealing with the slickest conditions early on, but snow off and on through the afternoon and evening could cause issues for your evening commute as well. You can see the snow continues in Butte this morning. Our temperatures should be into the 30s, but this is just the beginning. These daytime temperatures will turn frigid as we head through the weekend and early next week. You won't want to miss your forecast. That's coming up here in about 10 minutes.
Well, for the first time since the beginning of the pandemic, bars and restaurants in Gallatin County will be able to keep their doors open until 2 a.m.
MTN's Cody Boyer explains the Gallatin City County Health Board's process behind this decision.
After a 3-hour-long discussion, the Gallatin City County Health Department voted to allow businesses like bars and restaurants to stay open until 2 a.m. effective immediately, at least for the next 90 days or until the next board meeting. This comes after another presentation from Matt Kelly, who says a decision like this, coming from 10 p.m., could lead to risk.
This board just took a big leap of faith.
It's a decision that comes on the deadline of the last required rule, close businesses at 10 p.m. Several bar owners voiced that it wouldn't be enough to balance out economic devastation.
I would make 3 times as much between 10 and 1. You've cut my money by 2/3. You're killing me.
Kelly noted that the health department has seen a drop in cases, with infection rates dropping below significant numbers. Testing positivity has also dropped.
I think that we're in a good spot to be thinking about what can we do to strengthen our partnership with establishments to continue that trend.
Kelly cited a written note from the Gallatin County Licensed Beverage Association, made up of business owners in the area, pledging to work with the health department if the hours were to be extended by 4 hours. Commissioner Joe Skinner brought forth the motion, while others also noted other nearby counties already doing the same.
We carry a heavy load on our shoulders where we have to also look at the socioeconomic and economic impacts of what we do.
Other rules won't change. That includes requiring businesses to operate at 50% capacity, limiting 6 per table, and keeping most public gatherings to 25. Kelly added this will help, but the health department will be watching.
I would ask that you communicate that this is not no holds barred. If we move over the next few weeks and this is a spectacle, this is a problem, we're going to hear about that, and that's going to be a problem for this board.
Now again, this rule will take place for the next 90 days, or at least until they rediscuss it at the next meeting, which is February 25th. In Gallatin County, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
Now, Kelly also added during the meeting that Bozeman Health has planned 3 vaccine clinics for the Phase 1B this week, administering more than 1,070 doses to those who are eligible.
Well, Butte senior citizens are praising the efficiency of Butte's 3rd COVID-19 vaccination clinic this week. One Montana Tech professor is encouraging other senior citizens to take the shot. MTN's John Amy gives us a story from Butte.
Butte's most recent COVID-19 vaccination clinic appears to be proving that the 3rd time's a charm.
It was a model of efficiency and effectiveness. I was tremendously impressed with everyone, the health department, St. James, the volunteers from the community.
John Ray, who is 73, and his wife were vaccinated during the 3rd clinic at the Butte Civic Center recently, and both said they were feeling fine the day after the vaccination.
Only side effect was a slight soreness at the injection site. No other effects.
Ray said he was eager to get vaccinated as soon as his age group came up. He believes the vaccine is the best way to bring the pandemic to an end, and others should not hesitate to get vaccinated when they can.
The side effects are minimal for most people. It's a painless procedure, really. And so when you weigh that against getting the disease, I don't think that there's any question you should go ahead and get the vaccine.
As a professor at Montana Tech, Ray works in an environment where he's exposed to many people, and being vaccinated is good protection.
Tech's been very good about the mask requirements, the social distancing, and those kinds of things, so the number of active cases at Tech has been relatively low. I think it's critical for anybody who works in an environment where other people are around. Not everyone can work at home.
Butte is conducting free vaccinations each Wednesday at the Butte Civic Center. In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
6:35 now on Tuesday between 9:30 and 10:30 in the evening. Emergency responders notified of a wildland fire sparked by a car fire near Livingston. Take a look at these pictures taken by local photographer Danielle Babcox. Park County Rural Fire, Park County Sheriff's Office, Montana Highway Patrol, Livingston Police, and ambulance all on the scene near the P by the water tower and communications tower. That's in the northeast part of town. Responders able to get that fire under control and away from some nearby homes within just a few hours. 3 people in the car were taken to the hospital with varying degrees of burn injuries and smoke inhalation. Park County Rural Fire Chief says small wildland fires are not too uncommon this time of year.
When we don't have a bunch of snowfall, the dead grass will remain standing up, and any kind of ignition can set it off. And it will move, especially in the wind.
Now we're told the cause of that fire is still under investigation. The fire burned around 2.5 acres.
Well, after several serious crashes, advocates are urging Montana lawmakers to make changes to the state's road safety laws. To do that, the House Transportation Committee is looking at House Bill 267. It would make a number of changes to school bus laws, including prohibiting drivers from passing a bus on the right. It also requires buses to include an extended stop arm if children have to cross the road. The bill's sponsor says the effort to pass it grew after 2019 when 6-year-old Jordana Hubble was hit and severely injured while getting off a bus near Whitefish. Then last year, a man was killed when he crashed into the back of a stopped school bus in Flathead.
My concern is 2019 we had a serious crash. 2020 we had a serious crash. I'm hoping we can make some changes before we see the next one.
More to follow on that for sure. Also, with less than 72 hours before Super Bowl kicks off Tampa Bay, there's a new way to bet on the game. Intralot, the sports betting service contracted by the Montana Lottery to power Sportsbet Montana. Simple Bets are teaming up. Intralot is partnering with Simple Bet to offer micro market betting. Bettors using Sportsbet Montana will be able to place bets on a play-by-play basis. Montana only the second market to see the combination of the two betting services.
Well, earlier in the show, we told you about Intermountain Opera, the Intermountain Bozeman Opera making the pivot from live to digital singing telegrams this Valentine's Day. Well, now we have the opportunity to hear some of that singing live this morning. Joining us now, we have Sean Alexander with the opera. Sean, you are at home or closer to your family in South Carolina right now, but you were just telling us that you miss performing on the stage of the opera right here in Bozeman.
Do indeed. I didn't realize quite how much I missed it until I couldn't do it. And this has been the longest time in my entire life, going back to think when I was 8, that I haven't had an opportunity to be on a stage.
Wow.
So how important is it, how exciting is it for you to be able to perform these telegrams for people, even digitally?
Of course, is just fantastic. I've tried to find part-time jobs that involve performing in some capacity. Right now, I'm teaching English as a second language to children in China, and I definitely incorporate a great deal of singing and gimmicks and performing in that to keep them interested. But having been able to singing telegrams like this is fantastic.
Well,
just
let's get right to it. I
And
understand
that you have a song just for us here on Montana This Morning, right? So without further ado, Sean Anderson, take it away.
You got it. Some enchanted evening when you find your true love, when you feel them call you across a crowded room, then fly to their side, your dear little lamb, and order for them a singing telegram. Matt and Holly,
He's not done. This is the best part.
thank you very much. KBZK-TV, thank you very much.
Bravo, bravo. Sean Anderson, thank you so very much. Now, if you want to know more about those telegrams from the Intermountain Bozeman Opera, you can log on to our website right now. Thank you, Sean, and we hope to see you back here on the stage.
Pleasure.
It's absolutely fantastic. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, you know how expensive Super Bowl TV ads can be, millions and millions of dollars. Now a big chain taking that money and spending it on helping people during the pandemic. Who's doing it and how it will work, coming up.
But first, here's a preview of what you'll see at 7 on CBS This Morning.
Good morning. Only on CBS This Morning, Representatives Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Jason Crow talk with us about dealing with the trauma from the Capitol riot and the criticism they've faced for speaking out. Plus, a third COVID vaccine could soon be available in the U.S., but hospital workers face a shortage of personal protective equipment. Meet one doctor who says the struggle to find PPE, as it's called, is putting staff and patients at risk. And we're kicking off Super Bowl weekend here on CBS. We're going to talk to Jim Nantz and Tony Romo about calling the big game. Also, see how Tampa and Kansas City stack up against each other. We're talking about the cities here, not the teams, in our annual Super Bowl City Showdown. Kansas City all the way. We'll see you at 7.